Imagine spending 15 years away from your wife, your children, your parents. Missing birthdays. Missing Christmas, missing the first steps of your children, working day and night in a foreign country, all because of one dream: to build a beautiful house for your family. Now imagine coming home after all those years, only to discover that the house doesn't exist. The money is gone, and the people you sacrificed everything for betrayed you. This is the heartbreaking but inspiring story of an OFW named Roberto. Before we begin, take a moment to like this video and subscribe for more life-changing stories that inspire and motivate. Now let's begin. Roberto was a simple man from a small province. Like many fathers, he had one goal in life: to give his family a better future. But opportunities were limited. His salary barely covered food and school expenses. One evening, while looking at his sleeping children, he made a painful decision. He would leave the Philippines and work abroad. It was not because he wanted to. It was because he felt he had no choice. The next month, Roberto flew to the Middle East. As the airplane lifted off, tears rolled down his face. His wife held their youngest child at the airport. His children waved goodbye. At that moment, Roberto promised himself, "No matter how hard it gets, I will build a house for my family." Life abroad was not easy. Roberto worked under the scorching sun, sometimes for 12 to 16 hours a day. He lived in a crowded dormitory. While others spent money on themselves, Roberto saved every peso he could. He wore old clothes, skipped vacations, avoided luxuries. Every month, he sent nearly all his salary back home. Whenever he called his family, his wife would say, "Don't worry, we're saving everything." And every year she would send pictures: a pile of hollow blocks, a foundation, a few walls, then a roof. Roberto smiled every time he saw those photos. The dream was becoming real. Or so he thought. 1 year became 5. 5 years became 10. 10 years became 15. His children grew up without him. His hair slowly turned gray. His body became weaker. But he kept going. Whenever loneliness attacked him, he remembered the house. He imagined sitting on the porch with his family. He imagined finally coming home. That dream kept him alive. Finally, after 15 long years, Roberto decided it was time. He packed his bags, bought gifts for everyone, and booked a one-way ticket home. His sacrifice was over, or so he believed. When Roberto arrived in his hometown, something felt strange. He expected to see the beautiful house he had funded for years, but there was nothing. No house, no construction, just an empty piece of land covered with weeds. His heart began pounding. Confused, he rushed to his family. He asked his wife, "Where is the house?" Silence. Then came the truth. The money he had sent for years had never been saved. Much of it had been spent. Some had been borrowed by relatives. Some was used on unnecessary things. Some simply disappeared. The photos he received over the years, many were old pictures from another construction project. The dream he sacrificed 15 years for never existed. At that moment, Roberto felt his world collapse. 15 years, thousands of sleepless nights, countless sacrifices, gone. For weeks, Roberto locked himself inside his room. He felt betrayed, angry, broken. He blamed his family. He blamed himself. Most of all, he regretted the years he lost, the years he could never get back. One evening, he sat alone watching the sunset. For the first time in his life, he felt completely defeated. Then a question entered his mind. If I start hating everyone, what will happen to the rest of my life? he realized something powerful. The money was gone. The house was gone. But his life was not over. Instead of surrendering, Roberto made a new decision. He would start again, not for revenge, not to prove anyone wrong, but for himself. Using the skills he learned abroad, he started a small construction business. The beginning was difficult. Some days there were no customers. Some days he wanted to quit. But this time, he had wisdom. He managed his own finances. He controlled his own future. Little by little, things changed. Months became years. The small business grew. And one day, Roberto finally stood in front of a newly built house. Not because someone else managed his money, but because he built it himself. Brick by brick, step by step. The dream that had once been stolen returned stronger than before. This story teaches us an important lesson. Sometimes the people we love may disappoint us. Sometimes our sacrifices may seem wasted. Sometimes life will break our hearts. But never allow betrayal to destroy your future. You cannot change the past. You cannot recover lost years. But you can choose what happens next. Your greatest power is not in what you lost. Your greatest power is in your ability to rise again.